Welcome back. You're watching Today, and the city of Tshwane today is in trouble. Eskom is threatening to disconnect power to the metro. This as over 1.6 billion lays in account arrears. Now, the city has issued a statement saying it is engaging with the utility on a payment plan. For more on this, we're joined now by the city's finance MMC, Peter Sutton. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. I suppose the very first question that would be on anyone's mind is, how did we allow the bill to pile up to the levels that we are now reporting on today?
Thank you very much. Well, let me put it in perspective. This is not a pile-up. This is the actual account for July. This is only 1 month invoice, the 1.6 billion. The June invoice was 1.72 billion. So this is only for 1 month for July. And there's no further debt added to that. We've paid all the other accounts. We've been quite open and clear with Eskom regarding our liquidity situation. We've been keeping them updated. We've been presenting them with payment plans. And, we face serious liquidity challenges in the city of Tshwane, which we are trying to deal with.
So thanks for that clarity around it being just for the month. And I mean, if you have no other issues with Eskom and you are discussing payment plans with the power utility, as you say, why then would they threaten to switch off the lights in the metro?
Thank you. Look, to be fair, I mean, this seriously affects Eskom as well. I mean, we know this has a major effect on them. I think any utility that are owed the amount of money that we owe them, and to put it in perspective, I think Eskom is owed 47 billion in total by local governments. They will feel it. So I think that our payment is now 4 days late. They obviously feeling the crunch as we do, because the payment value chain is disaligned. You know, Eskom expects payment within 15 days. On average, residents in the city of Tshwane pay on 60 days, and we certainly feel that crunch as well. We know what it feels like when we don't get paid. We can't pay Eskom, and I can just presume they feel exactly the same. They feel the heat. They can't finance the operating costs and the other legislative requirements.
MMC, so just to clarify for that on the point that you've just made, is it purely an issue of residents who don't always pay their electricity bills on time, that you are late with your debt obligation to Eskom, or are there some other reasons that would have contributed to this month's lateness?
No, it's purely because of the late payments, and like I say, the value chain that's being misaligned. We don't collect the cash fast enough to pay the Eskom account, and then on top of that, many of our residents don't pay, so that we don't recoup the full amount that we invoice out. So, if you take it in perspective, if we owe Eskom 1.6 billion, we should recoup about 2 billion of that. In electricity charges, but the reality is not that, because of a payment or a culture of non-payment. You will obviously know from future interviews, we have the revenue campaign, or it's known as the Tshwane Yatima campaign, and other aspects, the amnesty period now. We're trying to deal with this. We're trying to change that culture of non-payment to bring it more aligned with the entire government value chain, so we can find a permanent solution for this. But this is not bad management. It's not using the money for things that it shouldn't be used for. It's purely just a case of not collecting the cash, that value chain that's not aligned.
Yeah, and then finally, what does this payment plan that you are discussing with Eskom looks like? Because you've mentioned the issues around non-payment, and because a lot of citizens are struggling, this may be a continuing trend. So what does the payment plan look like?
So we pay every day. Firstly, we make payments to Eskom every day, but our anticipation is to settle the entire month with the original payment plan within 15 to 20 days. Obviously faster if we can collect the cash, but they are it's worked out on daily payments being made to Eskom to settle that amount.
Thank you very much for your time, MMC. That is the City of Tshwane's MMC for Finance, Peter Sutton, assuring us that there's no mismanagement of finances or anything of the sort. It's just the chain in which money is collected between residents to Eskom from the metro that's giving them issues. And of course, they are working to resolve those bottlenecks. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.